Welcome to Daytona Flat Track, round number 1. Harley-Davidson GNC1 presented by Vance & Hines. Main event, we have the 18 fastest riders, 25 laps the distance. And now let's do our starting lineup, ladies and gentlemen. On the pole from Coatesville, Pennsylvania, the Honda CRF 450s, Zanatti Racing Honda. Number 5, Jake Johnson. Starting second on the 10 training Fat Boy Racing Yamaha from Ocala, Florida. Number 10, Johnny Lewis. Starting third from Eatonville, Washington on the Vance & Hines Brothers Power Sports Honda. Number 6, the Bullet, Brad Baker. Starting fourth from Graham, Washington, the Vans Yamaha Fredericktown Yamaha entry. Number 69, Slammin' Sammy Halbert. Fifth pick on the front row from Oxford, Pennsylvania, the Kennedy Racing Armbruster Racing entry, riding a Honda. Number 44, Brendan Robinson. Last pick on the front row from Philpott, Kentucky, the Team 95 Victory Circle Graphics Yamaha, number 95, J.D. Beach. Now we go back to row number 2 from San Jose, California, the Machete Energy, tuned by Ronnie Brown Honda, number 54, Mikey Rush. 8th pick, back on row number 2 from Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, the Doug Lawrence Racing Town Moto Honda, number 73, Dougie Lawrence. Starting 9th from Clio, Michigan, the Montgomeryville Cycle Center SDI Rogers Racing Honda, number 1, the Jammer, Jared Meese. Starting 10th from Coatesville, Pennsylvania, the Chester County Kitchen and Bath O'Neill Honda, number 71, Don Mullen. Starting 11th from Mount Gilead, Ohio, the Vanderkoy Racing Don's Kawasaki entry, last year's Settlement Seats and Saddlebags Rookie of the Year, number 20, Jared Vanderkoy. Last rider in his first ever main event here tonight from Salinas, California, the Rod Lake Racing R&D Machine Honda, number 30Z, Bronson Bauman. Now we go back to row number 3. These guys did it the hard way coming through the semifinal. From Salinas, California, the only Suzuki in the main event, the CR Motorsports Alpine Star Motion Pro Suzuki, number 80, Stevie Bonzi. Starting 14th from Flint, Michigan, the Crosley Brands TNT Construction Howerton Motorsports Kawasaki entry, number 42, Flying Brian Smith. Starting 15th from Salinas, California, the Rod Lake Racing Drew Massa Transportation Honda, number 14, Briar Bauman. Starting 16th from Mossville, Illinois, the R&R Racing Rig Dog Country Saloon Yamaha, number 27, Robbie Pearson. Our next competitor from Brisbane, California, the Babe DeMay Memphis Shades Yamaha entry, national number 66, Dominic Calendres. Starting tail end of the field, he won here last year. From Center Hill, Florida, the Zanatti Racing Harley-Davidson Gator Harley-Davidson entry on his Honda, though. It's the number 2, Kenny Coolbeth Jr. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your starting lineup for our Harley-Davidson GNC1 presented by Vance & Hines main event. Make some noise for all of your riders.
Well, it looks like we have the number 17 of Henry Wiles electing to use his provisional start card to get in this one. We'll be starting in the 19th position at the tail end of the field. But it's very interesting, Scotty. We have 9 different riders have won races here. One of them is retired. The other 8 are in Daytona competing tonight. All 8 of them are in this main event. We have 8 former winners of our 19 riders on the racetrack. With Henry Wiles winning at the old stadium, we've got 9 short track winners on the line to make up this field tonight.
Welcome to Daytona. Short track action coming here from Daytona Flat Track. Round number 1 main event. Are you guys ready? Let's go trackside with Heather.
We're going to get a quick word from our pole sitter, Jake. Jake, you're on the front row. What are you going to do to get it done?
Man, it's going to take a start. Typical deal, you know, good start, 25 solid laps, blah, blah, blah. But that's it, Daytona, you know. The track's changed a lot since I've been on it in the heat race, so hopefully I can figure a lot out on this sighting lap and get it figured out. But, yeah, like I said, get a start and stay out of trouble.
I guess I did ask you that blah, blah, blah question, but you have won here before. How confident are you to get another win?
I don't know. I mean, I'm feeling good tonight, but so are all these other guys. So we're going to give it everything we got and try to come out here with a win, if not, you know, a good solid finish.
Good luck out there.
Thanks.
Jake Johnson, our pole setter, looks pretty confident down there on the inside of the front row. He's got his work cut out for him. 18 of the best flat tracks, actually 19 of the best flat trackers in the world, set to do battle for 25 laps. What do you think, Chris?
Well, I tell you, this could be knockdown, drag out. You know, ironically, too, we have the first two riders. They picked one, went to the inside, one to the outside. Brothers-in-law, Jake Johnson, Johnny Lewis. You know, we got battle of blood. We got battle of short track champions. We got battles of Grand National champions out here. You know what? Awesome, awesome start to the 2016 season.
That's the words from the 7-time champ, Chris Carr. The field is set. 19 riders as Henry Wiles uses his provisional start card. He'll start the tail end of the field on the USC. Engines come to life. Here we go. 19 of the best flat truckers, as I was referring to. Henry Wiles on the USC, James Hart Racing Kawasaki. I'm sorry, the Honda at the tail end of the field using that provisional start card. He has to, right?
Yeah, you know, the only way he's getting in the main event tonight is to burn a provisional. This is a tough place. We see more provisional start cards used at this racetrack than any other racetrack. We've seen Kenny Coolbeth use it in the past with Brian Smith just a year ago. Stevie Bonzi, night one's winner a year ago, used it on night two to get in the final. Not uncommon first race of the year to see that happen.
19 riders to do battle for 25 laps. At the halfway point, we will see another new award, the Orleans, I'm messing all up. What's the halfway flags?
Halfway flags, lap 13 is
the McElroy Packaging Lucky
Hard Charger.
13. Lucky
13. Yeah, that's right. Lucky 13
$1,000 bill.
We'll have the Moto Bat Hard Charger Award in this one as well, awarded to the rider that moves up the most positions throughout the course of the race.
And also the Olin's Fast Lap Award winner. Whoever has the fastest lap will pick up some extra money from Olin's.
That's a great addition. Welcome aboard, all you folks with your businesses involved in flat track, giving a little bit back to the riders. We appreciate it.
All right, stage up and ready to go. Everybody looking over their shoulder and see who's next to them and saying, follow me, and giving them the eye. And here we go, 10-second board is down. We are going racing Daytona flat track, round number 1. Watch the green light.
Calendris, the 66, having a problem. They pulled him off. They're pulling him off the racetrack. They're going to go without him. Oh, he's got it running.
Okay, so he'll circle back around. Will they put him on the tail of the field like they did some of the other riders? Or they put him back up to a starting spot?
Not sure what's going on there.
It's not our call.
But they've let him back onto position. It's a new rule this year. There is no more 2-minute rule to rely on, but they are being a little lenient. It is a little bit of a change in a format from the past.
Here we go. Calendra stalls it again on line. Johnson leads him into turn number 1. Johnny Lewis on the outside. Brother-in-law's eye, high, wide, and handsome. The 69's coming up the inside. Here comes Sammy Halbert.
3 abreast down the back straightaway. Johnson leads it in there with the 69 of Halbert up the inside.
Lap 1 going in the books. I believe it's Sammy Halbert going to lead them off with 4. Here they come. Now the 5 of Johnson's on the high side, trying to get things sorted out in a hurry. It is Halbert on the bottom of the racetrack. The 5 of Jake Johnson, 44, is Robinson. Right there, there's the 6 of Brad Baker. He's pulling himself towards the front of the pack early.
Yeah, out front, we've seen this from Sammy Halbert in the past. Gets a good start. He establishes a rhythm. He's finding his way. One of the smaller riders in here, not quite the leverage, finding his way through the bumps a little bit better initially here. Johnson struggling. Robinson moving forward, makes a spot, takes over second.
All right, so it is Sammy Halbert out front, the 69. Looks like his bike's set up really low, really fast suspension, really fast travel. 44, Robinson in second. The back in the pack, some of the riders looking back and let people go on by. Robinson in second, Johnson in third. Baker now shows the wheel at the inside. He wants to get that third spot away from everybody else.
Yeah, he's going in real high, getting the thing turned early, trying to make the straightaway as long as he can as we look back through the field. But up front, Sammy Halbert 5 bike link lead currently over the 44, Brandon Robinson. Baker into third, past Johnson. Moving forward, Baker appears to have a rhythm established to see if he can continue his way, cut into the deficit to the 44 of Robinson, and chase down our leader.
So 5 laps complete. It's Sammy Halbert, Brandon Robinson, Brad Baker, Jake Johnson, Jared Meese in 5th, Doug Lawrence, Mike Rush, Don Mullen, Briar Bauman, and Brian Smith is in the 10th spot.
Yeah, Smith doing a pretty good job, but Meese coming from the 9th starting position up in 5th. Got a big gap back to 6th. See if he can move forward. He's certainly in shape to do it.
Sammy Halbert's got a little bit of breathing room. Last time by was 0.6 seconds, it said. And Robinson in second on the 44 machine, trying to close that gap. He doesn't want the leader to get away. Remember, Sammy is our fast qualifier. Struggled a little bit in his heat race. He's still doing it out front of the main event. 17 bike of Henry Wiles last time by was in 12th. Looked like he might have picked up another position.
As that field starts to settle down a little bit here, 7 laps in, Halbert maintains a 5 bike link lead over Robinson. Robinson opens up maybe a bike link over Baker. Running 2 distinct lines. Baker getting in, getting it turned early, trying to get a good drive off. Working pretty good in 3 and 4. A little tougher to get the transition through the middle through turns 1 and 2. That lap by doesn't really make a difference there. But out front, Halbert running a clean race so far.
So far, so good for 69. Sammy Halbert trying to run as smooth as possible. Look, you can see the really low air pressure in that rear tire of Sammy Halbert trying to get his Dunlop tire hooked up to this dirt.
A lot of guys are running real low air pressure, but you got to be careful with the bumps and getting it too low and pinching the tubes on these things. But a lot of times we've seen air pressure lower than 10 pounds in the rear. So far, appears to be working. Halbert taking a peek. I don't know if he should do that.
Robinson's actually closing the gap just a little bit so far. Sammy's had the fastest lap with a 19.066, but his last lap was a 19.54. Brandon Robinson's last lap, a 19.391. So Robinson closing up on the leader. This one is not over yet. And don't forget, $1,000 to the halfway across leader of lap number 13 from McElroy Packaging.
That's coming up in a couple of laps from now. Could be a nice bonus for our leader. We'll see if the 44, who's making a little gain on him here, has a chance to get by him by the halfway.
Robinson might come along with him Baker could come along with Robinson. If they can catch up to Sammy Halbert, it could be, first, 2 riders going on by the leader, but now it looks like Sammy's got himself calmed down a little bit. May just had one bad lap.
Might have had one bad lap there. Opens up a couple more bike links gap.
Coming up, the McElroy Packaging Lucky 13 Award. When we see the halfway flags, that rider who's leading that lap will pick up a $1,000 bill. That is number 69, Sammy Halbert. He's already $1,000 richer, and we're just halfway through this main event.
Yeah, as he tiptoes his way through the bumps, through the middle of turns 1 and 2. Really not upsetting the chassis. I think what you see, Halbert gets in there. He sees the bumps coming, and he actually just kind of shuts off. He just kind of lets the bike absorb the bumps. Doesn't really try to accelerate until he's through them. Picks the throttle back up. It's pretty clean. That time there, he got on it a little bit. But he's just letting the motorcycle, without putting power to the rear, absorb those bumps, gets through it, and then picks the throttle up.
The top
working real well.
Top 3 broke away. Sammy Halbert, Brandon Robinson, Brad Baker, Jake Johnson's currently 4th, Jared Meese 5th, Brian Smith up to 6th place, Chris.
Well, and you can bet psychologically over the course of the season, if the 42 can get himself by the number 1, he's like, hey, I got you tonight. This ain't 2015. This is a new year. Watch out, I'm coming.
He just might pick up that hard charger award. The 42 is coming to the front. Remember, he started way at the back of the pack.
Meese moves up into the 4th position by the 5 of Jake Johnson. Meese also moving forward.
Brian Smith is coming with Meese. So those are 2 championship contenders from last year. Finished 1st and 2nd in the points, the 1 and the 42 bike. And they're just about in that same, right there, be close to each other, deeper in the pack.
Tough night for the 10 of Johnny Lewis on the front row. Finds himself running currently in 17th position. Tough run from him to go from the front row to the back of the pack.
Still Sammy Halbert out front, Robinson in 2nd, Baker 3rd, Meese 4th, Brian Smith now in 5th. Jake Johnson slides back into that 6th spot behind Brian Smith.
Yeah, Johnson moving backwards, not coming to grips with this racetrack. Smith trying to gain a little bit more on Meese, as we have a freight train in the field at the back.
And Wiles has actually worked his way up from 19th all the way up to the 11th spot. So a good use of that provisional start car for Henry Wiles on the 17 bike.
About a 0.8 of a second lead now for Sammy Halbert. That last time by over Brandon Robinson. Baker another 1.2 behind in third.
How good would it feel for Brian Smith to pass Jared Meese as the 5-lap board comes out for your leader?
I think for Brian Smith, beating Jared Meese here today is like a win. To be honest, based on last year's results, that's a solid finish for him.
Talking to Ricky Howerton yesterday, he said a 6th place finish would be just like a win here. So it might feel like a win just finishing in the 5th spot. So you never know. 4 laps to go. Sammy Halbert, can Brandon Robinson catch up to him and take that win? Brandon Robinson on a brand new team, the Kennedy Racing, Armbruster Racing, TJ Burnett Farms, Honda. That can say, wow, Sammy's got his hands full.
I think every rider on the field has their hands full around this Daytona track tonight.
Another bump, man.
But it doesn't seem to upset him too much. He lets the bike resettle, and then he gets back with the program. A little gap gain there, maybe a little bit by Robinson, but not significant enough to put pressure on him.
Last time by, the gap was 0.8 seconds or 0.9 seconds, now it's 0.823 seconds, so not much gain. Just a few laps remaining here at Daytona Flat Track. There's Sammy Halbert, 2 laps to go. Robinson by himself in second. Third is Brad the Bullet Baker. He's also by himself. He's got to be happy with a podium finish if he can hang on to it. A good points night for your 2013 champ.
Certainly good start to the year for a rider who will be racing for Factory Harley for the remainder of the season after this weekend. White flag, Sammy Halbert. They have a straightaway now over Brandon Robinson. This is his race to lose. Looking smooth. Takes a peek back. He knows, I got this one under control.
Slamming Sammy Halbert. Half a lap left. 2 more corners to go. Slamming Sammy Halbert will put it on top of the box. He did not win one race all last season. There he is, putting his hand in there. He's won here 3 times. Make that 4 times here in 2016. Sammy Halbert, your winner. Second, Brandon Robinson. Third is the Bullet, Brad Baker. Fourth, Jared Meese. Brian Smith, a solid 5th place finish. You see, it looks like the weight of the world has been lifted off of Sammy Halbert. Behind Smith in 5th, Jake Johnson 6th, Don Mullen 7th, Doug Lawrence 8th, Kenny Coolbeth up tonight from starting 18th. So that's a lot of positions gained from him. 10th is Robbie Pearson, 11th, the 14 of Briar Bauman, 17 of Henry Wild starts 19th, finishes 12th. 13th is Stevie Bonzi. 14th, Jared Vanderkoy. Mikey Rush, 15th. J.D. Beach, 16th. Johnny Lewis, 17th. Bronson Bauman, 18th. Tough break for Dominic Klinger. Stalled the bike at the start. Credited with a 19th place finish here in round number 1 of AMA Pro Flat Track Racing. Sammy Halbert picking up his first win with that number 69 plate on his number.
Dominating performance, essentially wire to wire, start to finish. Great job. It's been a few years since he's won here. It looks like, I think back in about 2011 was the last time he won here. He won 3 out of the first 4 races here. Went 3 years on a cold spell. Here he is back in 2016. He finished 3rd in points here through last season. Off to a great start in 2016.
He's going to try to find his way to the... Oh, he's going to do some donuts down there in the infield.
He knows donuts at Daytona.
You got to love it. We're in Daytona, so let's do the donuts. Sammy Halbert having some fun. He's going to be a very exciting young man when he gets on the victory. He's not done.
He's going to do him to the right, too.
He'll work his way up to that victory podium. We'll talk to our top 3 riders. Also, we'll talk to our Moto Bat Hard Charger, hopefully, and our Olean's Fast Lap Award winner, as well as Sammy Halbert picked up the win for the McElroy Packaging Lucky 13 Award. As the fireworks are going off in there, Sammy Halbert's having some fun. He's going to enjoy this one. His 4th win down here at Daytona Flat Track. He'll make his way to that victory podium. And we'll talk to him in just a second. Heather will be down there on the podium waiting for him. He'll be the first one to get interviewed. You can see the big smile on his face. The helmet's coming off. Let's go trackside with tonight's winner.
Huge smile down here for Sammy Halbert. He just threw his goggles into the stands. One lucky fan's walking home with those. Sammy, you have 3 wins here. Now you can call it 4. What's your secret to getting around the Daytona Flat Track?
Riding this Yamaha, you know, the Fredericktown Yamaha, Vans Yamaha. Cometic helped me out. Briggs Auto, Enerlon. Everybody, thanks so much, man. I don't know, it just had it working. It felt like I was in the wrong gear. It was so hooked up. It was just lugging. So the boys did a good job getting it hooked up. Big thanks to my whole family. They're all here to help out, and my new mechanic Tobias. And man, it feels so good. It's been way too long, so hopefully we can keep this rolling. Also gotta announce our newest sponsor coming on board, the Evil Knievel Museum out of Topeka, Kansas, coming later this year. You guys gotta come check that out later this year. It's gonna be cool.
That's awesome. Now, you did some pretty amazing donuts. Can you give us a quick lesson on how to do that if someone at home wants to get their bike turning like that?
Man, you just got to win Daytona, and you learn how instantly. You know, I'm not really a guy to do donuts. I don't really know how, but I guess when you win Daytona, it just comes naturally.
That's really awesome. Now, speaking of which, you just won the race, but you also won the Olin's Fastest Lap Award. So we have a check for you. I believe it's coming up here on the stage here shortly. Who do you want to thank for getting the fastest lap out there?
Yeah, just got to thank my whole team. Like I said, the Vans Yamaha, Fredericktown Yamaha, YZ450F was running great. Everybody that came on and helped me out this year, Bike Master came on, Cometic Gaskets came on big, Kibble White, Lucas Oil, my whole family and the support system, Russ Briggs, Eileen Briggs, everybody that came out to support me, Johnny Goad. It was a team effort, and just so happy to get up here on top.
Congratulations. That's Sammy Halbert pulling off his 4th win. We're actually going to stay with you here, so, we're going to go ahead and take it to the booth, but congratulations.
Man, Sammy Halbert picking up his 13th win, his 4th win down here at Daytona Flat Track. Like he said, it's been a little while, and congratulations for him. Excellent job out front. Didn't seem like any of the bumps bothered him one bit.
Hey, solid performance. You know, he went through 2015, finished 3rd in points without a win. He was a model of consistency. He's back on the box this year. Fantastic performance by Sammy Halbert.
Let's go trackside with Heather with 2nd and 3rd place.
That's right. I'm down here with Brandon Robinson, finishing 2nd in the GNC1 main event. How does it feel to get up here on the podium, first race out of the season?
It's a great way to start the season. You know, it's exactly what we need, and you know, it's just hats off to my tuner, Brent Armbruster, man. He's got me dialed in tonight, and you know, big thanks to Jerry Kennedy Racing, TJ Burnett Farms, John Y, J&H Repair Group, everyone behind our program. It just it shows how good it is this year, and hopefully we keep this momentum rolling.
Do you expect to see this same momentum into 2016?
Yeah, I hope so.
Well, congratulations on your 2nd place finish. I also have our 3rd place finisher. We'll walk over here to Mr. Brad Baker. Brad, you ended up on the podium tonight. How do you feel about it?
I feel really good. You know, it was a tough one tonight. The track had a lot of ruts and holes in it, and it was slick in a lot of spots. So you had to ride really tense and ride with caution, which you know, when you're riding loose, you're comfortable, and when you're riding tight, it makes it difficult. But you know, I'm really happy to be on the podium. It's a good way to start out the year. It's a long season, and consistency is the key for a championship. So you can never be disappointed with a podium. But just can't give enough to my whole team: Vance and Hines, the Brothers Power Sports, Moto Station, Jimmy Wood, and then all the guys there helping me out on getting this bike handling, along with my crew chief, Mike Hacker. I got to give it up for Arai Helmets, along with Evans Coolant, and a big shout out to Flat Track Live for all of her coverage that she does for the sport, AMA Pro Racing, and of course, can't give it enough thanks to Harley-Davidson for supporting my program and for supporting the sport like they do. They've been the #1 supporter of Flat Track for many years, so Harley-Davidson is awesome. Daytona, this is probably one of my best finishes for the last couple years, so I'm definitely happy.
Well, thank you so much, Brad. It was definitely a great finish down here at the podium. We're going to send it on back up to the booth.
Congratulations once again, Sammy Halbert, Brandon Robinson 2nd, Brad Baker finishing that 3rd spot, and a little bit surprised. Sammy Halbert was fast qualifier earlier, struggled in this heat race, found what he had to do in that main event.
Well, you know, the track changes a lot over the course of the night, and sometimes, you know, you go out the way the track is. He saw 3 different racetracks. He saw a dry, hard one in qualifying. He saw kind of a wet track and a little bit loose in his heat race, and then a polished off and rough one at the end. So these guys, to win Daytona, you have to adapt to the racetrack, changing as much as it does, and he certainly adapted the best tonight.
I would have to say one of the big winners would be the 42, Brian Smith. He will pick up our Motobat Hard Charger Award, coming from deepest in the field towards the front, and finishing 5th for him, leaving Daytona with all those points is awesome.
That fantastic finish for Brian Smith. I think he'd have paid a lot of money to guarantee a 5th place. Instead, he earned it the hard way, and 1 point down to his perennial championship contender Jared Mees over the course of night 1. That's gotta be good momentum for him going into night 2.
And a strong finish by Jared Mees, our defending Grand National champion, finishing 4th. Jake Johnson did not race Daytona, hasn't raced here for a while. Still finished a good, solid 6th place finish. I know he wasn't happy with that because he was our pole setter and he was looking for a win. Don Mullen, possibly the best finish of his career, up with the 7th place finish. Doug Lawrence 8th. Kenny Coolbeth, again, from way deep in the field, 18th is where I have him. He moved all the way up to the 9th spot. So a good, solid finish for Kenny Coolbeth. Any surprises for you, Chris?
I'm a bit surprised that Coolbeth struggled a little bit. I expected him to be a little bit more further to the front, but really no surprises.
All right, let's go trackside once again. Heather has caught up with our Motobat Hard Charger.
That's right, our Motobat Hard Charger for tonight's main event is Brian Smith. Brian, this is a better finish. This is definitely what you were looking for. You came from nearly the back of the field all the way up to, I believe, 6th. How do you feel about that finish there?
Yeah, I think I was told 5th maybe, so 5th, 6th. It's like a win here. This place has beat me down and then kicked me while I was down. So to come from the back, I was happy to get in the main without using my provisional, and then to get up inside the top 10, I was happy. And so 5th, 6th, whatever it is, I'm excited.
Now you got a nice chunk of cash there that you get to spend. So what is that going towards?
$300. That'll buy my team some beer later, I guess.
Well, congratulations on the Motobat Hard Charger of the race.
Thanks a lot, Heather. It's been a great night here at Daytona Flat Track. Round number 1's in the books. We get to do it all over again tomorrow, Chris.
Yeah, and I hope everybody at home and everybody here tonight enjoyed. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. Great start to the year for the 69. Sammy Halbert back to his winning ways. Be very interesting to see if he can continue that momentum not only through tonight but into the rest of the season.
Absolutely. He's very consistent last year, probably his most consistent season without picking up a win, and he's kicking off 2016 with a bang.
Yeah, got the monkey off his back first night out. Great opportunity for him to stamp his name on the 2016 season. I think all the focus that we have on the guys like Mees and Smith, Sammy Halbert says, hey, I'm a part of this championship too. I finished third a year ago. I'm here to play with the big boys as well.
Absolutely. So great night of racing here tonight. Both classes, the GNC2 and the GNC1. I've had a blast up here in the booth, again with you, Chris Carr, getting all the knowledge of the 7-time champion. I believe we're going to catch up with Heather one more time for a final thought. If Heather's ready, let's go trackside once again.
Thanks, guys. I had a great time here. It's my first flat track event. I had a blast. These riders behind me, they are for sure some of the best athletes in the world. So if you're watching at home, you need to make sure that you come out to one of our events this season. If you're looking for the schedule, make sure you go to amaproracing.com. We got plenty of events coming up. I know I'm going to be there, so make sure you check it out and stick around. We got Victory Lane celebration happening behind me. Hopefully I don't get too soaked with champagne, but I still would probably like it. What about you guys up in the booth?
Sounds like a plan. Appreciate it. We'll see you guys tomorrow. On behalf of Heather DeBow, Chris Carr, I'm Scotty Dealer. We will see you guys tomorrow. Please be careful going home. You don't have to go home. Go straight home, but please go home straight.